pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Guest speakers, Rick Anderson.
Hey, we're doing the life-saving award.
Oh, okay. Come up here, Ms. Beth.
Now, we'll just do it right there? Okay. I guess we turn to these guys. There's this. So, this is Corporal Lisa Best, you guys. On November 17th, you know what's the year today?
Here today.
November 17th, 2024, at 10:40 a.m. Purchase Lakes officers Lisa Beth and Jim Jackson responded to an unresponsive person at 8566 South Riser Drive. Upon Officer and Beth and Officer Jackson's arrival, they found a 36-year-old white male unresponsive laying on the ground. Lisa and Jim Jackson, Officer Beth and Officer Jackson assessed the patient, and Lisa immediately went to rescue breath and CPR. Later on in the report, it said that the male, Justin, was not breathing, was blue in color, and had not breathing, blue in color, and had a very, very faint heartbeat. Lisa gave rescue breathing and started chest compressions, and as she continued to do CPR, his color went from blue to a reddish white, and he began to do shallow breathing. Lisa continued doing CPR till the minute of a fire arrived, and then they took over. Long story short, Justin, we thought might have been here tonight, but he was in Switzerland County deer hunting. Jordan Anderson called him tonight, but he was too far away. Justin, the victim, he spent several days in Methodist Hospital, but he did recover. Like I said, today he's out deer hunting. So, with this going on, I contacted the American Heart Association, and I wrote them a very detailed report of what I'm very proud to say my officers did. Exactly what Lisa was trained to do was do CPR, and she saved this gentleman's life. So today we are giving Officer Beth an award for saving a life, and I'm very proud of her. Here's the uniform. That the American Heart Association gave me with your award. So I'm very proud. Mr. Jackson, one day I'll get you. Jim was new and didn't quite know CPR. He knows CPR now.
I was doing whatever was told me to do.
He was like the epitome of a great rookie at the time, and he took every directive, and he's part of why this gentleman's here today too.
Yeah.
He got me to the scene. He was driving.
Yeah.
We had done some road tests. I'd call out roads and tell him, take me here, take me there, and he was able to take me to Riser, and to get the demographic information of the patient, medical history, and stuff like that. So he was an integral part of assisting me.
We got there before the call came out.
Yeah.
Because she was teaching me how to pay attention to the CAD screen, because the CAD screen would pop up first before the call would come out.
And I
Very
said we
good
need
job.
to go to Riser. So thank
Yep.
you. Thank you, Chief.
I want to tell you guys, 17 years. And she's been a tremendous part of our department. I'm very proud of her. A couple weeks ago, I made her a corporal, and she's going to take over our training. So I'm very proud of her. So thanks.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Well, Thank you, sorry.
Hard to follow, but.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Good, thanks. Good chicken, Brian.
I still got mine.
I'll give you another one.
Okay.
Okay.
You wanted to do the picture for your, you already got it? Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Rick Anderson with Verigy. I was actually here last Thursday. Had a real nice conversation with Brian and Scott and a couple of park board members. Actually met Catherine down at the game show. So, reason I'm here, we put together energy conservation projects for municipalities. So I call on cities, towns, counties, airports, libraries. What we do, so let's talk about the utility situation real quick. It was interesting when I first came to chat with these guys. I was asking, anybody work at the utility company before I say anything bad? Brian raised his hand, and I didn't have anything bad to say. I just had some reality to talk about. So I think you all might know or don't. We're in a regulated utility state, so we don't have the option to buy from different vendors. It kind of sounds weird, but Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio are deregulated, which means you can buy from various providers. The parent company still has to maintain the wires and pipes, but you have choices, and then you don't. So we're a regulated utility state. That's not going to change anytime in the near future. The average rate increase has been like 6% over the past 15 years, but the last probably 3 and 4, it's been like 15, 18, 20%. So if you guys pay a bill at a business or if you pay a bill at home, you know what I'm talking about. We had when Scott was talking about, your local utility and how they're jacking rates all over the place. And it's not going to get any better. So what we're trying to help you do is be a little bit more energy independent. We're never going to be able to totally get off the utility company, but we're trying to help you get off of them as much as you possibly can. So the first handout that I'm giving you, so we look at anything, there's guaranteed savings legislation in the state of Indiana. It's called IC-36-1-12.5. The attorneys always want to know that. Legislation's been around 30 years. What it basically allows you guys to do is buy a little bit differently with this guaranteed savings situation. I'll get into the guarantee here in a second. But what the nice part about these projects is, if we get to some kind of a contract, we would agree to a dollar amount that we would guarantee you guys. And if we say we're going to save you $1 and we only save you 90 cents, we have to write you a check. So again, Lee, feel free to get on Indiana.gov and Google the information because it's pretty easy to understand. But the first handout that I gave you talks about we look at anything in your buildings that are connected to utilities. So HVAC, lighting, we look at building envelope, doors, windows, insulation, but we do a lot of solar. We do, and I'll get into a couple of the case histories here, but we've done probably 60 or 70 municipal solar projects here in the state of Indiana over the past 8 to 10 years. We've done a lot of them, and I'll get into some close references for you. But so anyway, we're looking at impacting anything that you're paying utilities on as far as systems go. The next handout that I gave you talks about the Inflation Reduction Act. It's not quite gone, but it's going to probably be gone at the end of the next calendar year. So anything that you do, either solar, geothermal, or battery technology, could potentially get you back 30% on the cost of a project from the federal government. So we won't know about those opportunities until we do some sort of assessment for you and get numbers for you. But it's a possibility into next year. I'm not going to guarantee that. There's a couple of case histories behind the information. A couple of communities. Shelbyville is relatively close. North Vernon's relatively close. So we've done some really nice sized project. We're doing a ton of solar wastewater right now because that's really what's going to impact your budgets the most. Scott, you know this, but if you guys rank your utility costs by facility or or a building or whatever you want to call it, that's probably 75 or 80% of your total cost. So if we can potentially offset, let's say 25 to 50% of that 75 to 80%, that's going to impact your town's budget significantly. So, but we don't know the number until we would do some sort of assessment for you. The next thing we would do would be, I would get, Erica, I'd get you a letter of authorization. There's a few things that I need to get third-party information from the utilities. Pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah.
I'll send that to you. But all I need tonight is a motion to do the assessment. The assessment doesn't cost the town anything to do. It's going to take me about 6 weeks to 2 months to get the information back to you. I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised of some of the numbers. Brian, we had a pretty nice conversation about, what the numbers might look like. And again, I don't know until I do the assessment. But again, that's at no cost to the town. Question?
So you would need our utility bills and then obviously just on site,
Yep.
seeing all of our.
I can always get the billing information and we'll walk your sites because again, they like to see, hey, per person, some numbers that we have gotten from other facilities and things. You're doing really good, or you're not doing so good. Yeah.
Other than tax credits, are there any grant programs out there?
I mean, there's some, the problem with those, and we were talking about this the other night, there was a USDA grant that a community did a project with another company, not ours. It took them 4 years to get this thing through. I mean.
Rural development.
Yeah, so
Yes.
by the time the 4 years is up, you guys could have been saving on your own a whole heck of a lot. So, but the Inflation Reduction Act, if there's somehow we can get it for you, and again, there's no guarantee into that next year, but we'll at least show you, hey, this is potentially what you can get if we get moving with something.
I'll go ahead and make a motion. We at least get the assessment.
Motion made.
A second. Any questions or comments?
Question. Rick, you're going to do complete assessment for the town, not just the utility. Everything.
Yeah, we talked, you guys have some potential park opportunities with maybe some lighting and things. So yeah, we would look at everything that you guys pay utility bill on. We can get.
Yeah. Not just the utility.
Votes?
Yes.
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 Erica, do you?
I don't, but I can email you.
Okay.
Yes.
If you email me, then I'll get
Yeah.
you what we need to get started.
Thanks for coming in, Rick.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Can you get that information? You know where to go get that information? About the law I was talking about?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as scheduling tours,
All right, thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Anybody for public forum? Mike?
Want to give you an update on the Parks Board meeting. We had a Parks Board meeting last Thursday. Actually, reviewed several things and started doing some planning. The festival we had in October was quite profitable for us. That's the second year that we've had the festival raising money for our parks. And the final total was right around $12,000, which is more than we raised the first year in our festivals. Just a couple of highlights. In the first festival we did, and my attorneys left the room, we had a 50-50 drawing, and didn't realize we were illegal on that, so we did do it this year. And that was part of our biggest fundraiser, generated a lot of money for our parks last year. We also had a grant last year of $2,500 that was seed money and got us started. So this year was very successful. All the vendors have asked Catherine, it was her project. She got it all organized and got it taken care of for the Parks Board. All the vendors have asked to come back. There are a few we're not going to invite back for a variety of reasons. But the feedback we got from our residents was very good. Kevin Harrison helped us, showed members of the Park Board where the electrical stuff was so we could get everybody taken care of with the electricity. Greg's officers, again this year, passed out necklaces to the little kids. Very successful. Greg, thank you. Kevin, thank you for that effort. And Anthony worked on the nature trail for us, the wilderness trail, to get it done so that it would be ready for the festival. And it was very well received. We had a grand opening. People were lined up to go through. And the kids just are having a ball in there. Moving on, our town won the AIM Award for towns under 2,500 population for the state of Indiana. We didn't know what the heck the AIM Award was. We just did our projects, and the AIM Award was given to us. It's Accelerate Indiana Municipalities. It was given to us because we completed projects in our community that used volunteers. The community rallied to help us, and one family donated the financials to do it. So it was a complete community project, and a resident lives over on East Lake, recommended us for the award through his engineering, and we got the AIM Award. Our team went down. Some of us were able to go, accepted the award, and it is in the lobby. I did bring it back, Erica. It's in the lobby on display in there. So town is getting recognized for it, and we believe it will help us in future funding with grants, with donations. We can literally say we've won the award, and we're probably going to put up some signs, guys. We're quite proud of it, and the town should be proud of it.
There's a video also, don't forget to mention.
Video is
So if
online.
you haven't seen it, it's worth pulling up and we're kind of watching it. Very neat.
It's neat. The last thing, the park board, like I said, we met Thursday. We reviewed what we have done well in the year, and what we need to improve on. That's a big deal to me, so we can grow all the time, and do our 3 to 5 year plan. We recognize we did some things extremely well, particularly at the festival. Greg, the Dora area and the sales of the alcoholic beverages, they had to make 4 runs because they kept selling out. Now, I don't know what that says about our community, but it was very well received by the residents. We also did an analysis what we didn't do so well, so that we can improve every year on that festival. That's a big fundraiser for us. We were asked, I was asked, is the circus coming back? People want the circus again. The circus will be back in 2 years. They've already scheduled us. We're on their calendar. They're on our calendar. They really liked our setup out here, and it was very well received, and we made money off of it, because it doesn't cost us a thing to host that service, and we get a percent of the profits. There's also, the board is going to be working on the 3 to 5 year plan for us, what our next projects are. We have some on the drawing board we're talking about, and we have some maintenance items we have to do to take care of what we have now. We have some maintenance items we got to take care of. Working on the 3 to 5 year plan, and this is the year that we're having changes on the Parks Board. We are in terms, we have terms, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and 4 year terms. My term is up, I'm moving on. Catherine is my vice president. Hopefully she'll be elected vice president of the new board. And Tim Umbaugh, whose project was the dog park, his term is up also. So we will be leaving. Catherine will be looking for new people. So if any of you are interested in being on the Parks Board, or an associate member of the Parks Board, a non-voting person for the Parks Board that would help advise and give input, please let Catherine know. Brian, that's the update.
Are you guys gonna put something on the board?
You want to announce our next festival day?
Next festival date is October 3rd next year. We were late in the year this year because, quite frankly, thought that Nineveh Township was going to do the Heritage Festival over here, and then we were informed they weren't going to, but we'd already set our date. Next year, we're October 3rd will be the Saturday.
I will be available next year.
There's our electrician and our DJ. Very good. Thank you.
Anybody else in public? No? Okay, approval of the October 2025 regular meeting minutes, and the November 5th, 2025 special meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Votes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Greg?
You guys have our monthly stats and mileage report.
Hi, Lynn, switch Lindsay here.
But it's a different channel. Are they all supposed to be the same?
No.
No,
Mine
it's
says
a different.
137, yours says 163.
80.
Is that okay? Okay. Sorry, Ricky.
That's all right. You guys have the monthly stats. It's been kind of busy last month and this month, so Jordan, this is Jordan Anderson, if you guys haven't met him, our new, I wanted to ask if it'd be all right if Jordan be hired full-time, and he's going to start regular schedule December 1st.
Sure.
Good with that?
Sure.
Okay.
How much pay? Pay rate?
Richard stopped paying at 45,000. I would like to start Jordan at 45. I'm going to tell you this, that things are going to get harder and harder as we get through time on paying. A Johnson County deputy starting out at the beginning of the year will start out at $90,000. That's just Johnson County. I haven't even got to see the other city. But I would like to start Jordan out at 45. He's already been to the academy. He has taught me and Jim Coffey things that we didn't know. I have no questions about it, any kind of thoughts about him not being able to do the job. He's gone way past showing me what he can do. So, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I would like to start Jordan at that. I know me and Erica have talked about it.
Are the numbers good? You got, I mean, is there room for play on that for the future? As far
It
as
was
the budget goes.
54, right? Is what Richard got stopped. I said 45.
I said 45.
That's why I'm checking.
Sorry.
That seemed low,
Yeah,
so
yeah, 54 is what Richard
54.
was. 54. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jordan, I never meant nothing by it.
Okay, so then we don't need a motion since it's in the salary ordinance for that position.
He's filling
to
that
be
position,
54.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Are we sure it's 54?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you good with that?
No, 54.5, 54.
Let's just make it 54.
Even.
Yes.
Okay. Just starting December 1st.
I heard several months ago.
Wish we could.
Yes.
Thank you. Other than that, I met with the IT guy today. He went over our computer stuff, and we're gonna get together, and he's seen my mess in there. Had some ideas, so we're gonna talk about that since my IT man book stayed on me. So, but other than that, we're working hard and moving forward.
Brian?
I wanted to tell Brian, thank you for helping me last Friday night.
Got a flatback tow truck with a trailer and a car on it, and it was, getting back on that circle, it was tight. Be about wrapped around that tree.
Want to backtrack here. We approved the meeting minutes for the last meeting. We did not approve the special meeting minutes.
I
I
called
think
it.
he's-
Did we?
Yeah, called it.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said both.
Okay, making sure.
Say it, Greg?
Yes, sir.
Scott? Okay, let's start with the important stuff. I think we have scheduled December 12th as our holiday lunch for everybody. Hopefully, I wanted to make sure to mention it since we won't meet again before that. So hopefully everybody can come. We'll do the same thing like we've been doing, Cracker Barrel probably, and we'll just have it here at Town Hall. So want to make sure everybody made a note of that. If you guys have any questions about it, my reports, please just say something, but I will just hit some of the highlights. I did talk with the attorney for Nineveh Fire District last week, and we agreed to meet up with the Nineveh Fire Department, and they're trying to get a new ISO reading, which I've been informed helps everyone's insurance premiums if it can go down. And once we discuss some of the improvements that the water utility has done over the last few years, he really thinks we have a good shot at getting that lowered. So we're going to be working together on that. Apparently about half the information they need is actually utility oriented. So, but hopefully we can get things better for everybody
Is
there.
that automatic through the insurance companies, or is that something you gotta call and check on?
I'm sorry.
When that rating changes, that's something you gotta call your insurance?
I have no idea, Brian. This is all new to me.
I think it's a good idea to alert your company to it, but it's something that they ought to pick up. And when they set premiums, it is driven, at least in part, by the ISO rating. And I don't know, I guess I've been hearing this for decades, and I don't have any reason to doubt it. But that it really can have a pretty meaningful effect on your premium. And what happens in a lot of communities is that those criteria that relate to it aren't addressed. And, Morgantown, for example, has had really poor water pressure and poor water capacity, and it doesn't take very long for them to empty their storage, and that really negatively impacted their ISO rating. Either they had a volunteer department with nobody on station. They're now staffing that and have somebody present or 2 firefighters present all the time. The water utility is contracted with Brown County Water for its supply of water now going forward and has improved its lines. All of those things, I think nobody gives any thought about until you turn on the faucet, you don't have any drinking water, or it's brown, which also happens. But as a sort of a byproduct, in a good way, of having to address utility issues, we seem to care first about turning on the faucet and having a nice, clear stream of water. But Scott also provides for fire protection and improvements to the system that relate to that will help drive that number down. And what your fire department does to make itself better able to respond and provide services at a higher level will drive that ISO rating down. And so what the argument ends up being is, I know you're upset about your taxes going up to build a new fire station, buy a new fire engine, staff firefighters on station, but you're going to see some of that come back to you in savings on your premium. And I believe it is a real thing, that there really is a trade-off, and you'll see it. But if it were going to impact me, I would make sure somehow I chase that down with my company to make sure they got it. Right. But James in my office, and in fact, I introduced the 2 of them last week on this issue, and though he's representing the Nineveh Fire District, and it has found that to be a challenging representation through all of what's happened there. They have driven the number down dramatically.
Yes.
And I'd like to give him some credit for that. But now it's to the point where they're trying to stare down taxpayers and say, yeah, I know, but also your insurance is going to go down. But in order to kind of close the loop on that and pull it all together, he needs to know from Scott how improvements to the utility are going to help with that too.
Yeah, he seemed
It all is kind of tying up together. Yeah.
he seemed very excited about the new water tower, the new reservoir we're currently building, which is increasing. So having that extra water storage that we've not had in the past, he felt like that had a pretty big impact on that rating.
Yeah. But you've always had such an ability to deliver water at great volumes, consistently and reliably. I don't know, but it's sure not. It's not going to drive it up. If anything, it's going to drive it the right direction.
Oh, no.
And thanks for talking to me about it.
Oh, no, I think it'll be a good project for us to work together on. So, anyway, I did want to mention that. As far as the Okra grant with Christy Gerald, everything is, everything's moving along, that we will plan on applying. The application date's not till April 1st, but getting your ducks in a row is basically where we're at now, providing all the information we can. We did have 2 events that really killed our water efficiency this month. And one of them was the reservoir that we're currently replacing, was part of that problem. And then another one was a line that broke in Camp Atterbury. It's that redundant 12-inch line. And unfortunately, it wasn't caught for a couple of days. One thing I wanted to mention about that, one thing I wanted to mention was the positive thing, looking at a glass half full, is that a few years ago, if we hadn't done some of the projects we have, we'd have had customers out of water for 24 hours probably. So the leak is not a good thing, but it just shows some of the improvements we've made through the years to handle it. Obviously, Rick said his spiel. as far as doing an energy assessment, and look forward to seeing how that comes out. I'm gonna jump on the wastewater now because I have more to talk about with that. I have a couple of items to ask approval for. We, that's our 30-yard dumpsters at the wastewater plant that we de-water the biosolids in. We own those, and so they were purchased in 2010. Well, Best Way no longer, they gave us the warning, basically, we need to replace them, or they eventually would quit hauling our biosolids for us. So I have two prices on them. The third company I called never did get back with me in the last 2 weeks. What I would like to do, one quote is for $17,400. This is two 30-yard heavy-duty dumpsters delivered on site. And then one cost is actually $16,600. But the problem with that one is they have no way that they can only ship it in, and I really don't know how we would unload those things down there at wastewater plant. So, and I'm also talking to both of them about possibly trading our old ones in because I don't know what we would do with them. So what I would like to do tonight is ask for approval of up to $17,500. Because this is both companies would be 4 to 6 weeks. And if I could get approved up to that, and then try to let me negotiate the best deal, anything below that I can. And that the reason I say that is mainly because of trade-in values, what we might be able to do there.
Do they do trade-ins or they just scrap them?
No, they actually would, in our case, see, because that is, even though that's a processed biosolid, is still considered a hazardous waste. So they're pretty picky about, and in their case, they were probably completely replace the back doors and probably sandblast them, paint them, and then put them out to use, renting them is like more of a typical rental thing. So they do have some value as far as to them, as far as redoing them. And with us, it would literally be a scrap rate. There again, I'm not sure how we'd even get them hauled without cutting them up. But
It was a fire engine.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything come through, thank you.
so that's I would rather have more hardcore numbers for you, but if you guys could approve the worst case, I guess that would be the worst case scenario. I know it's not going to be quite that much, but more than anything, I don't want, if we're talking 4 to 6 week wait time to have them here, I hate to wait till the following council meeting and get an approval then and then have to wait 4 to 6 weeks from that. You guys need
Make a
questions?
motion to approve it up to $17,500.
Motion by Anthony,
Second.
seconded by Kevin. Questions or comments?
Yes.
Votes? Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then, thank you. And then the other big thing is, I'm trying to think how to say this without going into a lot of detail. So we've talked about, we have it in the Conservancy District where they pay us to treat their wastewater. We have always based those charges on whatever the water consumption is, whatever our water customers for that roughly 250 customers, that's what they get billed. We've always known that more than that goes through that lift station to get treated because of infiltration problems, mainly infiltration problems. So in 2013, I believe the contract was agreed upon that we would, at our cost, install a meter on the force main leaving the lift station. And then, I don't remember the exact verbiage, Lee, but I believe that's what we could then base what we would charge them for treating waste on whatever that meter would read. Now, I did a study back in 2016, 2017, Kyle Rash and I did, where we would, just based on hour meters and pumpage, And we know that there was several months that more than double the flow went through that lift station than what they were charged for on their water consumption. So it's not, to be honest, I've been trying to get this worked out for about 4 or 5 years because I really knew that this needed to be more accurate information. So we now I have a quote from for installing an 8-inch, it's an 8-inch force main, which they must have really oversized that to where, if they needed to pump a lot more through there, because I figured it'd have like a 4-inch, but it's an 8-inch, which drives the meter cost up considerably. But for installing the meter, calibrating it, going through a total walkthrough, I have Maddox Industrial can do it for $20,750. That's putting a manhole in, cutting in line, and then running the power over to the lift station. So I did not get multiple quotes on this since this was more of a service installment, it'd be more of a service deal. So, but and then going back to my study I did back years ago, as far as just to give you guys an idea of how soon it would take to pay that off, my guesstimation is a 4 to 6 month would pay that meter, pay itself off in that amount of time. I think that what we're going to see in the future is once they, and I don't want to speak out of hand, but what I predict will happen is once they see how much flow they're going to be paying us for, they're either going to have to fix their infiltration problems for one, or we're going to get paid for what we're due, is how I look at it. So it seems like a lot of money, and I knew when we were looking at an 8-inch force main meter, that was very costly. The 10-inch meters that Camp Atterbury put in for water 2 years ago were $20,000 a piece just for those meters. So, but what I'm asking for tonight is to go ahead and get this in motion and approve the $20,750 for Maddox to get this meter installed. Now, I have a lot of information about this whole thing, and if you guys want to talk to me one-on-one, I'll be glad to sit down any time and talk to you, but I'm trying to give you enough information tonight without boring the heck out
I
of it.
actually looked at some of Scott's old homework where they tried to figure how many gallons were going through there.
It was large
an
numbers.
incredible amount on our heavy rain days. And that's just costing us money.
And I can tell you firsthand that coming off of the hill there with all the old clay tiles and the grounds that broke, that's where it's all coming from.
Yeah, and
that needs to be fixed ASAP if they want to save any money.
and I hate to use the term force their hand, but I mean, that's kind of like we need to do something. This is needed done for years.
Now, let me ask you this, Scott. If we proceed with this flow meter and they come to us and say, hey, why don't you just buy us?
I think that's what's going to happen, to be honest, Anthony.
Is the flow meter at that point necessary? Is that money?
It would only be necessary to monitor. To me, it's the black and white proof. We've got to have the proof.
And then we'll know what fixes are.
And that's how we'll know, that's how we would know, let's say we do end up with it. Well, that's how we could always judge, because we know what we're selling. So then we would always be able to compare that, even if we owned them, to know if there was additional infiltration problems, or, you know what I mean? It's kind of a checks and balances the way I look at it.
Well, something that we need to do then, if we put this in, negotiate this price back in, if they say, hey, we need to go back to them and say, well, we installed this for this, so I get compensated deduct off the sale price.
Yeah, and I know I believe Brian asked me a while back, he's like, well, what if they want us to take them over? Well, if we would want them to take them over, then we would obviously, a big negotiation part would be who's going to fix the problems, or, to get those problems fixed to start with.
Yes.
So, but I would feel, my personal thing is, that we would be able to negotiate pretty much anything to recover, you know.
Yeah.
And truth of it is, they've had a really good deal going for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I will say, I know you've seen it.
There's a lot of water moving through there. Okay, yeah.
Do you guys have any objection to this or have any questions?
Do they still have board meetings?
Yes, they actually have one this Thursday. Or no, tomorrow. Tomorrow or Thursday this week. And Kevin is going to, I mean, I've been very transparent. I'm sure you know.
He's a member of the board now.
He is now. He took Rob's place. He's going to bring all this up to them, what we discussed. Yeah, he's very aware of all of
I'll make the motion that we spend the $20,500 for the flow meter.
$20,750.
it.
$750 for the flow meter. Yeah. That's it, isn't it?
That's installed, right?
Yes, and startup and the whole 9 yards. Because
Second.
that's one thing, you know, a few years ago,
Anthony,
this
second,
technology
Mike.
wasn't even available to what we can do now with it.
Any questions or comments? Votes, please.
Yes.
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 And then Scott, on that, can we go ahead and start getting a game plan together? Because it seems at this point that's gonna happen.
I think so.
To start doing the upgrades on all the sewer lines coming down the hill, manholes, any of that.
Do you think Kevin's already familiar with a lot of the problems they have?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's probably made some repairs too in there, hasn't he?
I'm sorry.
He probably made some repairs.
Yeah, and I mean, he definitely is aware. And well, he's, kind of like Anthony's saying, he's seen it with his own eye, you know, he's seen plenty of cases. And I don't know where the problems are, to be honest. You probably have a better grip on it.
A lot of them are in the homes in the old neighborhood there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
Everything coming off of that hill, it's just, hydraulic pressure pushing into those pipes, and it's just,
Yep.
it's a river.
Yeah, I know. I did a lot of rehab work when I worked at Franklin years ago. We did a lot of infiltration, and you know, it would be a case where they would have to come in and somebody would have to come in and probably do a lot of smoke testing, and just there's different, you know, processes to figure out where your problems are and eliminate them. But I feel like this is the necessary first step. Is I guess the way I feel like to get things moving. We'll get that rolling, but yeah, Anthony, we're definitely, I think that we'll see this in the future, they'll want, you know, us to possibly absorb or, you know, work out a deal to just take it over. And one of the big things one reason I'm pretty positive about that is I don't really feel like it would take any extra manpower than we have, and we already do their billing for them. So, you know, I don't see a big, I've been looking at all angles, let's just put it that way, and I think it'll be a positive thing.
If they don't transfer their funds over though, it would be costly for us to do repairs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The good thing is the old neighborhood mainly the problem.
And that's,
You got Eagle Valley, you've got the new addition up on Tipton Trail. All those are good.
those are all newer plastic pipes.
Yeah, it's all plastic. It's just the old neighborhood there that's been there for.
And the beautiful thing about it is there's only one lift station for all Nineveh instead of
Right.
every other house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, cost is gonna be up there to fix it, but it's not gonna be terrible, I don't
Right.
think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, well, thank you very much. Like I said, I can't tell you, I really wanted to see this happen for years, so. With that, I'll just leave it with that.
Any questions or comments for Scott? All right, we don't have street department here tonight, do we?
No.
Clerk treasurer.
All right, I am asking for approval for this month's claims. General $145,996.48. Utilities, $242,463.11. October 23rd allowance docket, $39,890.87. November 6th, $44,262.56. We also have HWC number 13 for $4,140. Remember that one comes out of the SRF funds. Mid-Atlantic Storage Systems, $560,818.25. And that one also is SRF. Gerald Consulting, number 2 and 3, $2,500 and $5,000. So $2,500 is for the environmental study, I believe, and the $5,000 is for the grant application fee.
Motion to approve the general claims, the approval of the utility claims, the October 23rd allowance docket, the November 6th allowance docket, HWC number 13, Mid-Atlantic Storage System, and Gerald Consulting. The way Erica read it.
Second.
Second by Anthony. Questions or comments? Votes, please.
Yes.
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 After the Party for the Parks Festival, it was discussed that we need to get some more, a couple electric panels down at the playground or the park to be able to use those for different events. And I did receive a quote for those, and it is to provide two 20 amp 120 volt outlets out there, and all of the work. I'm not sure if I emailed you guys an estimate or not, but for do that with cost and labor, it's $3,550, and that probably would be come both out of general fund and park fund.
So with that, I spoke to the electrician. That does not include the digging. I will do it if I need to with my machine. He's wanting to lay conduit. He's going to run separate 12 amp or 12 gauge wires up so that each outlet's got its own 20 amps on it, and run it back to the panel. Set GFI boards or GFCI outlets on boards for any future connections. I think the total footage was about 200 feet. That included conduit.
Were they feeding out of?
The main panel down at
Did we put the basketball or the shelter house?
Yep.
Okay.
I think it was a 100 amp panel, and he said there was plenty of room. 3 outlets, so.
We ever need to expand too, we got plenty of room in the other one too.
See it.
Yeah.
So there's that one. I guess we can just do the next couple together. Keystone sent me an invoice today that I wanted to go ahead and get them paid before the next meeting. It was for the disaster recovery. This is every night they take our information and save it to the cloud. That's $350. And then, let's just go ahead and do those two. So Southside Electric for $3,550 and Boyce Disaster Recovery $350.
Motion for Southside Electric for $35.50 and Boyce Disaster Recovery for $350.
I'll second.
Second by Anthony. Questions or comments? Votes, please.
Is that the only quote we got for electric?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't, it's not approved,
Okay.
because we only have 2 or 3.
Okay, so let's do them separately then. Boyce Disaster Recovery $350.
Motion for Boyce Disaster Recovery for $350.
Second.
Second by Anthony. Questions, comments? Votes, please.
Yes.
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 Okay. And then I believe I sent you guys resolution 2025-09. Today, it's just moving funds within MVH from one specification class to another for $2,500 to move into materials and supplies to get us through the end of the year.
Motion for resolution 2025-09.
Second.
Second by Anthony. Questions or comments? Votes, please.
Yes.
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 Okay, and then this next one, I don't think we need a motion for this, I just wanted to let everybody know, when we were at the AIM Idea Summit, American Legal was there, American Legal Publishing, and I did not realize they provided this service. They're the ones who codify our ordinances and hold them online for us. They will also do that with our minutes. So as of right now, since we got the new website in 2020, that's all as far back we've gone with our minutes. So I'm going to have them start sending them our minutes, just like we do our ordinances, so that way they can be stored securely. In case anything ever happens, this building burns down, all the minutes here lost, they're gone. So I think it's very valuable that we do that, especially since we have to keep them forever. It's a pretty minimal cost. There's a one-time $95 setup fee. There is a minimum $300 that they do, and then a hosting fee of $250. So to be able to host these minutes that have to be kept forever, I think it's pretty minimal. So I just wanted to let you guys know I'm going to get started on that service quickly, within the next week or so maybe.
Are those fees annually or?
The $95 fee is one time, and then the hosting fee is an annual fee of $250, yes.
Any other questions for Erica?
I guess I got one. We don't have a fire safe back there. We just got just one little safe.
Well, we do have a fire safe.
How big is it?
Size of a 4-drawer filing cabinet.
So it's a filing cabinet fire safe, is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not big enough to hold ordinances. I mean, minutes. But that way people can look and view them. If there's somebody wanted to go back as, far as we have them, they can view them.
Is that something that we need to look at getting? Maybe another fire safe as well?
Maybe. Well, I mean, I don't know.
For the future. I mean,
Well,
we
I
got
think
one
that-
for now. We need to,
Isn't that closet in there supposed to be fireproof? That they used to call the pond?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know if that'd be considered.
Electric panels in there, isn't it? That's the ring you're talking about?
Next to it, that
Oh,
closet in there. That's what, I don't know if it is or not, that's what Joey said, that was fireproof. I don't know.
Used to be safe, didn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if that would be considered fireproof or.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm not sure.
well, it's probably something we need to plan on. If we've got one cabinet full now, we need to maybe think about.
Yeah,
doing
it's not
something
the
for future.
kind of, the safe isn't the kind of cabinet that would store the ordinances. Like we'd have to try to find something else to store I keep calling the ordinances, the minutes.
Physical copies.
Correct. But once you convert them to an electronic version, then that electronic version becomes the original. So you wouldn't necessarily have to have the physical paper copy.
If we can get them in the cloud, we're not so concerned about the paper.
Right. And American Legal is a big company. I mean, like municipalities all use them.
Yeah, all over the country.
Yeah.
They've got the business, that's for sure.
Yes. That's what they do.
Any other comments for Erica? I just realized we have a state representative in the back of the room. Michelle Davis?
Yes,
Would you like to address anybody here tonight?
I just came to visit. I've been going around visiting town council meetings. For two reasons, I'll be frank. One is because we passed Senate Bill 1 last year at the State House, and I've heard a lot of concerns and issues about Senate Bill 1, so I've been trying to get out to see how Senate Bill 1 is affecting or not affecting our people in Johnson County. So that's why I'm here. And then the other reason why I'm here is because I'm running for a state Senate seat that would represent, currently I don't represent this area, I represent the northern part of Johnson County. But the state Senate seat is Senate District 41, which Greg Walker's been your state senator down here. And he is not running again, and I am running for that seat. So I'm just making my rounds, getting to figure out what the issues are and things happening.
So if I may, Senate Bill 1, having gone to the training in French Lick here at the AIM Summit here just recently, and speaking with the ladies from the state that had come down to explain the tax setup, and how the money is going to be distributed throughout the county. One thing that I noticed that could put the hurt on us as a town is that we have vacation homes here. And when the money is going to be, if the money is going to be dealt out by population and not by the houses, we could lose. I mean, I'm just guessing off the top of my head that we're 80 to 85% occupied full time.
Okay.
So we could potentially be losing the other 15 to 20% of our revenue from the state because of their vacation homes, which is really going to cause us to have to really cut down on about everything that we do here.
Okay.
So that was a concern I had, and I'd asked them that. I mean, we can petition the county. I understand that part of it, but not every community is like us. We're kind of unique in that matter. That's my concern. We're going to lose out quite a bit. I know some communities are going to have more money than they can spend in a year. Well, we know that won't happen, but and then some of us are going to get hurt, and I think we're going to get hurt based off of our population not being a full-time population. So that's just a concern I have, something to bring up maybe in the next session.
Well, okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's lit is based on population, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's going to make it really hard that even if we petition the county's going to take their full amount, what they're going to, so they could take like what, 75% or something high of what we sort of would be entitled to. So I think it's going to make it really hard for all these small towns when the county's going to take most of the money anyway.
Well, and I mean, you know how Johnson County's set up. Johnson County's getting smaller. As these townships are growing, Johnson County's getting smaller overall. I mean, fire, police, all the road services. So it'd be nice if we got a little bit more back out of that.
That's great input. I appreciate your input. And anything else you can share, I mean, you don't have to tonight, but I'm available because I don't know that we're going to get it right this time either in a short session. It's obviously going to be a work in progress, but any input from you guys would be great. So, yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions for Michelle?
Thank you.
All right. Lee?
No, Scott and I have been talking a lot about the services district and the metering, and Christy on the Oprah grant is moving fast.
She is.
And I have been supplying her, it seems like a great wealth of information on a lot of it related to easements so that she can pull that together and get it submitted timely. So that's kind of what I've been up to, but nothing more to add this evening.
What is going on with the house down here, Miller's?
209 West Lakeview. The stuff I sent you about a couple months ago about it being,
It's getting out of hand down there.
yeah. Did you ever hear anything or send a letter? Or
You know what? I may have just flat forgotten it. I'm not real proud of it, but
What are we paying you for?
yeah, I know. I don't know.
You got Christmas refund this year?
Yeah.
I'll
I
let-
may owe you one. I will get that on its way tomorrow if I haven't yet. I don't have a memory of having sent anything. I know you sent me,
The police reports.
yeah, I remember the police reports. And I wasn't sure, and I think I remember looking at those and thinking we weren't going to be able to do much with the condition of the property based on police reports. It was going to have to be based on a nuisance. And I think I was going to loop back to Phil, and I just didn't. So I'm glad you asked, and I will make that a high priority.
We heard that he was foreclosing December 1st, just to let you know. I don't know.
Foreclosing?
That's what we've heard.
Well, being foreclosed on?
Yeah, but right now it's horrible eyesore. I mean, they got trash everywhere. And it's just getting worse by the minute.
And Phil, have you been down there?
I've been by there, well, obviously I live up on the bottom of the hill there, and also, not only is it trash, it also appears there are people maybe living in the vehicles because they park them up close to the door.
Yeah. Go ahead and take care of it.
Well, I'll take care of it through Greg. And
Yeah.
that
I don't really go there by myself. So.
I don't think that the fact that you've had police runs there don't bear much, don't bear relevance to the condition of the property. It needs to be pursued as a violation of our nuisance ordinance.
Well, they have delivered letters from me regarding trash,
Okay,
not just the police report with the,
but orders or warnings?
warning.
Okay. Well, I think we need to up our efforts, but along those lines, and I'll make a note to get with you and try to apply greater pressure as violations, not warnings.
Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, you got Lee?
Yeah.
Anybody got anything for Lee? All right, moving on to old business. Anybody got any old business?
The unsafe building hearing we had,
Mm-hmm.
the house is down. Are you aware of that?
I was, and I was wondering about that. In fact, I was going to ask Phil. I was going to see kind of after the meeting what the
As
status
of 4 days
was.
ago, everything is.
So all this idea about rebuilding it and asking for permits and all took a turn?
Well, it's taken the turn that he says he's gonna get it down to the foundation and he's gonna build
Right.
there. He's admitted that structurally it was unsound.
Okay.
And that he could not build on what he thought he could, which we already knew.
Yeah.
But he had to go through that motion.
Good.
He didn't want to. So right now, the neighbors are happy with what's going on.
That's a good
but I
result.
still want to see progress with the walls getting knocked down because he just got no block walls that are there, but there's no threat of animals build.
Well, it seemed
I'm sorry, but on the days, how many days does he have left now to have it all flattened?
Well, what we give him, we gave him 60
60
days,
days to get a permit.
and he did apply for the permit.
He applied, but
He had 90 days to have it going or
Well,
flattened.
started.
You might remind him that that we're going to stick to that 90 days on that
Sure.
foundation.
Sure. I'll call him back up. He's been very polite. His contractor, David Myers, is local, and I have references from town officials that they're pretty reliable. And I talked to the contractor that was not.
And if he's willing to come back up and renegotiate from the original settlement,
Yeah.
I'm
He's
open
done,
to
what
that.
I wanted to get done was to get the majority of that trash out of there. That's been done. So I'd be more flexible in giving him a little more time, given the December 15th weight restriction.
Well, we're not going to be flexible at this point. He's had warning after warning after warning, and if we don't stick to it
How
this
you guys
time,
want to do it?
we're going to stick to the 90 days. And,
Put my 2 cents worth in.
yeah, just we'll stick to that. He's had plenty enough time in warnings.
and finally, I was having trouble getting back over to, getting back over to the R drive to find that. Are you certain Anthony, that it's 90 days, or do you want?
Three different dates out there that overlapped to give him time to come up with plans, get plans, start the job.
Well, that's 314, right?
314.
Yeah.
Have it demolished totally within the,
Yeah. So, no later than 30 days from the day of the order, construction to improve, no later than 180 days after the date of the order, construction to improve structures on the property must be completed, and the property and all structures must be in compliance with all applicable. If any deadline is not met, the order will automatically convert to a demolition order, and within 60 days of the missed deadline, demolition of all structures on the property shall be completed. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking we had a triggering event that converted it and started a different clock running. So it was 60 days from whenever he missed a deadline, but has he really missed a deadline?
No.
Okay. But he has turned and is not going to, he's not trying to rebuild it, right?
No.
So no later than 30 days after construction to improve structures on the property must begin. He's not constructing improvements at this point.
Right, he told me.
So that probably does turn this to a demolition order and start the clock running.
What?
Well, if we said that no later than 30 days after the date of this order, construction to improve structures on the property must begin. That didn't happen.
No.
Because whatever he started doing, it was to tear down, not to improve the structures. So if that was 30 days after the date of the order was September 30th, that gets us to October 30th. And I guess we could say that started a 60-day clock running.
and I say that because we're running up against the frost law.
Right.
And we don't want him to get past that. First, get equipment in here, get that taken care of.
So he still has ample time. Right? I mean, if we say it was October 30th, that he had 60 days from October 30th to get it all done. That's still well into December. Right? November 30th.
To get it all done is to demolish?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't foresee a problem there. I think his next move is he was getting an architect to draw him some plans to start building.
Yeah, but see.
Oh, now wait a minute. Now I'm confused. He is going to build it back?
He is going to build it back.
Oh.
That's why I'm okay with having a little latitude with this.
I see.
He's saying he's made a mistake with the analysis that it's rebuildable. And he's like, no, I'm going to just build another structure. And he needs a few weeks, I think,
I see.
to get the plans drawn so that he could get plans approved. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm okay with that. I don't want to stick to a real strict schedule because he's done the demolition.
Did he get permits?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the other way to read it, then if we say that if construction to improve structures, I mean, now if his intent is to improve the structure, he began working on that project prior to the end of October. Okay. Then he's got 180 days from the date of the order, from September 30th. Construction to improve structure on the property must be completed. So I think his goal really is to build something back. And he's got 180 days from the date of the order to get it done. Yeah. If that's what he's doing.
Put you right back in spring.
But I guess the sticking point that I'm seeing, should we come back and say, well, it's going to cost me too much to rebuild this? We still got a foundation there that's not usable.
Well, then I think that he's got to take it out.
Within that 180 days or within the 60 days?
Well, he's now within the 180-day period.
Gotcha. Okay.
if he fails, then,
He has 60.
Because the roads will open back up March 15th.
I guess.
So he's kind of stuck now.
He is sort of
If he's
stuck.
gonna start building that, he's gonna have to figure a way to get in there with no concrete truck, no
Load
dump
material.
trucks.
They barely got the, did you see them? They barely got that trailer back there to load it.
Yeah. We're gonna have to modify it.
That's exactly my point. I think as long as he's working in good faith and he's meeting, and he's met that deadline to demolish, I can't see catching him on catch 22. Well, sorry, now we're gonna, it's like, he's moving forward with it. He's not dragging his feet. He's putting an effort into it. And he's changed direction because he can't rebuild like he was wanting to do, and that's what our plan was. So why not give him a little?
You certainly want to
latitude?
see steady progress,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Well, we can't do anything now until March 15th, basically. So he needs to come in and we need to remodify
Well,
the agreement
and Phil has the authority to modify it.
himself without going, okay, that's fine.
Phil does.
Perfect.
It's no longer unsafe. So we're past the unsafe part, in my opinion.
Well, but he still has to comply with the order.
Sure.
But you can modify it. And I think that, and I don't know, this is an unsafe bill. I don't mean to hold it, but the purpose of the commission is to give the property owner a place to appeal what Phil does.
Yeah.
Right? And so you fashion this order based on him coming to you and asking for some relief or some additional consideration. Now it's back to Phil. And if Phil decides based on circumstances that he's going to modify that, he can. He continues to hold that. And if Phil modifies it in a way that the property owner doesn't agree with, he can come back here. And if you do modify it, let me know, because we may need to let him know that he's entitled to a hearing again if he wants one based on how you modify it. Okay?
All right.
But I think right now, if we stay in this holding pattern, he's within this 180 days. It probably doesn't require any modification. But as we get into the winter, he can't bring in materials because of then you're going to have to decide whether you're going to let the season and the weight load kill him, or whether you're going to afford him some additional opportunity. And I guess I would think in your shoes that would be driven by, is he making progress as circumstances?
Here's the thing, though, we've held other people to the frost law. I don't really want to open that can of worms and start giving.
I wouldn't want, I'm not breaking the.
I don't mean let him drive in. I mean to give him later into next year to finish is what I mean as a modification. And you don't have authority to waive the frost law. That you don't have. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I don't want.
All right, any more, one of new business?
The only thing I have on here was the need to update the golf cart ordinance. I don't know if you guys want to still do that tonight since Lindsay and Charlie aren't here, but I know like one of the things is what a golf cart is defined as. It's
I
not,
did send one later in the day.
Yes, I saw that. Yes, from
Which
Morgantown.
is, I think, a pretty good ordinance, actually.
Yes. We allow side by sides. It's just cleaning this up a little bit. And it really defines a golf cart as a golf cart, not side by sides. And then I've spoken with Greg about changing the age. And I know the state actually just changed, I believe, the age of the golf cart where you can drive it. We talked about
16 and a driver's license.
yeah, 16 and a driver's license. And then the other one was, it doesn't state when these are good. I like, the tags are good. I like for everybody to be 1 year just because it's just cleaner to administer that. So I'm trying to keep track of everybody like date to date, January 1st through December 31st. Those are a few things that I think need cleaned up. I'm not sure if you guys read it or not to see if there's anything else. But if you want to wait until next month, so you get a chance to read it. and come up with your own ideas too, we can do that.
I
Not a
personally
problem.
like, I know Greg ain't gonna like this, but, you know, these UTVs, mine does 70-some miles an hour, but it'll keep up with traffic. It's got full lights, full turn signals. Hell, I got probably lights on that thing brighter than a car.
I don't have a problem with them. I don't want four-wheelers.
Okay, no, I'm talking about at night.
Yeah.
No, you guys, we're opening ourselves a can of worms.
Now, I'm not saying golf carts.
Either one.
Well, are they legal on county roads at night?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And they've already had 2 serious PIs.
I've seen that.
2 of them.
But my question, I guess, is why would we be different from the county? If somebody was driving on one of the county roads, said, hey, let's run over to Princess Lakes. That's my only question. I know that we're a town and we can enforce our own rule, but do we have the right to
Well, we're
override?
seeing people from out of county come into town too.
Well, but as a town, do we have the right to override what the county ordinance is?
You have, it's your own jurisdiction. You absolutely do.
Okay,
Sure.
okay, that's fine. And, I mean, I don't have a problem with them at night, but I understand your concern, and I've seen where people get out there and they get done. I mean,
Yeah.
it
And
happens.
then at night, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I did my homework when we started this thing, and I read a lot. Kids under 16 have a tendency to get on these things late at night. And that's where my problem starts to begin. And I don't want to, it's bad enough having to pull these guys over, but it's even worse when we get somebody killed. And that falls back on us. Having to do a fatality, have to notify. It's not good. And that's why I stick by the day shift hours. Because you guys see them every night. You know how people are around here at night on the weekends? You know, they don't run hardly at all now. But during the summer, that's my biggest thought. I just don't like the night. I just don't like the nighttime with them.
I know they do travel at night
Yeah,
still. And now, of course, all my neighbors I visit, we got all the property to run on, so they don't have to hit the
Right.
roads, and we got trails cut through the woods. But I've had friends that live on other parts of the lake that have been over, at night.
well, they just didn't get caught.
Right.
I just,
So there again lies an issue. What's the fine?
nothing, we can take their stickers, which keeps them from,
Is that written out in the ordinance?
no.
I don't think it is. I don't think
No.
there's any,
So there's really no
Penalty.
fine, no penalty
Right.
for it.
No, but, yeah, okay,
They
well
may have
then,
a sticker, but they can come back in and get it the next day.
okay, let's say that, give me a couple, I mean, that wasn't brought up when we,
right, yeah, I didn't think about that.
So we need to come up with,
2 violations of town ordinances in the golf court is the removal of your golf cart privileges for a year. And then they can come back again the next year and try again.
that's something that we need to sit back and read it and come up with our own ideas.
And I
We'll have
can
to discuss
circulate that one to everybody, or feel free to.
Can
if
you send
want
it to me too?
The one, it was pretty comprehensive. It has a lot of definitions and I think penalties too. I think I get what you're getting at. If it's not a severe enough penalty, then I'll take my chances. If I get caught, I'll go back and get my permit back, or I'll pay the $30 or whatever, and so what? It doesn't affect, no points against your license.
I get it, that's just never been asked of it.
Yeah, if we're gonna set a penalty, it's gonna have to sting a little bit on that
It
first.
really
one.
needs
So,
to.
Greg, I'm having a little bit of trouble because you keep going back to the kids riding these things. But if you're a legal adult with a license, then what's the issue at night? I mean, if they're underage, yeah, we should be pulling them over.
Perfect example, look at the other night in front of your house, drunk as hell. And he totaled out a full-size pickup truck
What did
with
he
a
hit?
Tesla.
I didn't walk over the hill to see what he hit. What did he hit?
He hit a 2014 GMC extended cab pickup with a Tesla vehicle. Totaled both of them. $100,000 car and probably a $15,000 truck. That's where I get problems. It was at dusk. It was right there at dark.
I understand what you're saying,
Was it
I understand what
side-by-side?
you're saying,
No, it was a Tesla was an electric car.
but we have to
Also,
trust,
two vehicles
Yeah.
that crashed.
we have to trust that our residents are gonna be responsible and that they're not gonna let their kids on the golf carts or especially the side-by-sides at night. And I like what you say that, why can't a licensed carrying adult with insurance ride it at night? I mean, you're gonna get people that are drunk, you're gonna get people that are gonna do dumb things, whether we allow it or not. It's about like using drugs is illegal.
Okay, let me go to another step here.
And
The prosecutor just changed the rules on DUI cases. Now, if we stop a DUI, it's an automatic blood draw. Ask Jordan. We will be going out of town for 5 to 6 hours for a DUI.
yeah, I see that. I can see that's a concern.
I mean, here's what I feel there with that too, Greg, but if I let's say I wanted to go down to the pizza shop and I'm drinking, let's say I'm gonna break the law no matter what. I'm either gonna get in a vehicle or a UTV. Either way, I'm gonna get one of those vehicles. I guess.
You guys do what you want. I expressed my opinion. I'm about safety. I'm about keeping the public safety. That's all I am. I've expressed my feeling. You guys are going to make the decisions and the rules.
But we need to discuss this with full membership.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
You also, too, I think Princess Lake's ordinance is a golf cart ordinance and refers only to golf carts. The side-by-sides, off-road vehicle, there are a number of definitions under Title 14 and Title 9. There's a golf cart definition, there's an off-road vehicle definition, there's a side-by-side, there's a recreational off-road vehicle and a side-by-side definition. Your ordinance now doesn't authorize anything other than golf carts to be driven on the street.
Right.
So we need to change that.
I mean,
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Only
you've
trying
never
to-
permitted.
And I gotta say, I go thicker my UTV with a cage than I do a golf cart.
Amen.
Now, when they said,
You, Anthony?
oh,
when
absolutely.
they said you had to have seatbelts on the golf cart, I said, why do I want to be built in that where I could jump off of it and be safer?
I mean, they are built like a car. You minus airbags, minus
Right.
side windshields.
Agreed.
Maybe, it pains me to say it, but maybe we require helmets on side-by-sides on the road.
Well, I was going to talk about that, about electric bicycles and electric scooters.
Yeah,
So, but that's
another day.
The kids, this is our problem. We're also starting to see parents take their 3-month-old baby with no car seat
I've
and
seen
put
it.
them in these things and operate them, and we have to stop them and tell them no.
Well,
I do think that is in the ordinance.
yeah, they gotta be
I
seatbelt.
think that's in there about not having
Well,
babies.
I don't
At least
know.
I think that.
I can't remember.
So, yeah, I mean, we can come back next meeting, let
I'd like to
Chuck.
take a look
I'm
at
going
one
to
of
email,
these.
it's not to be all end all of everything that we're talking about, but I'm going to email to you this ordinance that I've done, that I did a few years back for Morgantown, that I think's really comprehensive and defines all the different types of vehicles, so we know what is specifically allowed and what isn't, and it sets out a lot of rules, licensed drivers and lights and seat belts and no more passengers than what factory seating will allow and stuff like that.
Proof of insurance.
Proof of insurance, yeah.
You know, we do that in the check. That's one of the boxes we check off on.
Well, yeah, but when they come in every year, they need to bring in
Oh,
a new
okay.
proof of insurance, not just one time up front.
Yeah,
Every
that's
single
it.
time it's been renewed.
Right.
So I bought a snowplow for mine. I was hoping to use my snowplow, but, and people ride them at night with the snowplows, and I think we overlooked that.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I have given, and we talk, people will come to me and say, hey, Greg, I'm out here trying to do snow plowing, which me and Anthony's talk about it, and that's fine. You know, I know you're out here providing a service for the people that can't remove their snow from their driveway, and that's not a problem.
Well, and there are some, there's actually an exception under Title 14 Natural Resources law that regulates
Yes.
off-road and maybe side-by-sides. There are exceptions under that code section for use on streets under certain circumstances.
County roads.
Emergency is one of them. Special events is one of them. I don't know whether just going to clear snow for a neighbor would. But consistent with that, if we wanted to say, during heavy snow events, we could carve out exceptions too.
Right.
I mean, you can be really creative. This is your jurisdiction.
I mean, Greg, I guess I'm more curious, is it really gonna be a big problem with what we got in hand with 16 and driver's license with the UTVs? Like, you talk about the drunk driver, but with my UTV, I think I can swerve a lot quicker in a UTV away from something than I can in my vehicle.
I get that. I get that. I just, I don't know. We really, other than maybe 3 incidents that we've had with golf carts since we've had them, one was stolen. And then we've had, I'll take that back. I think I can note 3. One of them had an overload of kids that went up Nineveh Road this past summer, and we had to get them off Nineveh Road. And a bunch of young girls, 13, 15, that got on a golf cart and crashed on Henshaw. And I think that's about it. So, not a major, I don't know if that answers your question or not.
What that comes down to is parents need to be a little bit more strict with their children on golf carts.
If we get this taken care of, at the beginning of the year when we start issuing stickers, have the people sign for the rules and or the ordinance law.
Absolutely.
And have a fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, I mean, I think if you find the owner of the vehicle, if somebody else violates the ordinance driving it,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna own that vehicle up to that person.
you're gonna care a little bit more.
Absolutely.
I mean, accountability is what it comes down to at the end of the day.
I'm just trying to look towards the big.
It's trickier, I think, too, for this topography. If you've got flat, open subdivision with wider streets, it's not as dangerous. When you've got all these hills and hollers and curves, and particularly dark with trees and all, it makes it more treacherous than it might be someplace else. And that's a hand you all been dealt. And it's part of the conversation anyway.
Some of the carts, golf carts and side by sides, some of their headlights aren't the best. They're just not. They're weak, but that's what I've seen. So
Well, the golf carts aren't supposed to be on the road at night either, so.
no, but I mean that's just what I've seen.
Right.
Some of them that I've seen now.
Do you have any way, I know if a car's lights are too dim, you obviously could tell.
Right.
Do you have a way to measure that?
Ooh, no. And not that I'm sure there's a machine out there, but we don't have it.
Jim, do you know anything out there that might measure light that would be handheld? I mean, maybe that's something that when they come up to get their sticker, and if we do happen to pass something with even just the side-by-sides for nighttime,
Will that read lumens if we do nighttime?
that you can go up to it and hold that
Measure it.
device and make sure that the lights are bright enough, and you give them a yes or a no.
Okay.
You pass or you don't pass.
Okay. We'll research
That seems
see what we can
reasonable.
get. Okay. No problem. No problem.
All right.
I'd sent that ordinance to all of you, you can have a look at it, see what you think.
Thank you.
No, except you. Jeez.
I'm glad you said thank you.
Oh, here it comes, great.
Open a can of worms there on the golf carts.
That's why we're here.
Any more, new business? I'm back.
I want, real quick, I didn't bring it up. I asked clerk treasurer and Kevin, when we had the meeting Thursday, I wanted to have a holiday meal for for my department. I don't get a whole lot of opportunity to tell them thank you. And God bless Erica, she got a company that we do business with to pay for the dinner.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So it's just gonna be reserved, it's just gonna be the officers, no family. So, and then, myself and Lisa are gonna have some gifts for them that we're taking care of, so. But that was it.
Awesome. All right, move for meeting adjourned.